Hi everybody, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday once again. I can't believe we're on quiz 23. So I've got a nice general knowledge quiz for you. And we've got 20 questions. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes just to let people come in. Hopefully we're well. I am on landscape and I'm using the App Studio. Now you're probably wondering what app I'm using. Well, this is an app called Haps, and it offers free world-class broadcasting tools. And there's a community on here with lots of different broadcasters with different categories of, what people like to broadcast. As I do cooking, I like to do traveling. When we can travel, I like to do quizzes as well. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of months. So if you join Haps, you can go onto Haps through a link tree. I'm going to just paste it in to this chat box. So you'll be able to find my link. So I've gone to linktr.ee/Aidan Leeds. I'm going to pop it in the chat box. Okay, there we go. So you should be able to see that on the screen. Go to that link and then go to where it says follow me on Haps. I'm in the middle of eating my dinner and my lunch, so bear with me just a minute. Oh, nice. Right. I've got a comment coming through. Hello, Praggy. Lovely to see you. Sorry about eating. I was in a bit of a rush because you see, I need to go to the supermarket and I need to go and buy some things for tomorrow, because tomorrow is dessert day on Haps, and at 12 o'clock. You said you're bad at quizzes. It's one of those things with quizzes. You either know the answers or you don't, and it doesn't come down. Usually, it comes down to the questions. That's the thing. So, because it's a general knowledge quiz, it's a bit of a mixed bag today. Okay. My coffee is very hot. So yeah, we're going to make a start then. So we've got 20 questions. If you ask me my name, suddenly I freeze. How do you mean, Pragaya? You mean did I say that right? Did I say that right? I'm sorry if I do pronounce things, incorrectly or whatever. But hopefully I said that right. Okay, so we're going to do a quiz then. This is your general knowledge quiz for today. It's actually saying my location is in Morley, and that is exactly where I live. Okay, so what I will do is I'll paste the questions into the chat. I will bring them up on the screen. Okay, and then all I ask is that you don't put in the chat your answer until the end. So once I've gone through all of the questions, then I'll ask the question again, and at that point then you can pop your answer in the chat box. But at the moment, until we've finished all 20 questions, then please don't put any comments in the chat box. Okay, that's the one rule. I said it right. Thank you. Okay, so your first question then, everybody, is this one. Are we all ready then? So remember, you can share this broadcast. You can subscribe if you've not subscribed to me. My hair's getting long. Hello, Dina. Lovely to see you. So if we're all ready for the quiz, and also you can sponsor or send awards if you really like the broadcast. But what I'm doing at the moment is saving up my coins, which you can get for free by opening up emails, doing your profile, actually doing a broadcast yourself, and that sort of thing. Hair looks good, says Dina. Look at the sideburns. Don't look very good from the side, I tell you. Okay, so question number one then, if we're all ready, is this. So number one, 273 degrees centigrade. So 273 degrees centigrade is also known by what term? So remember, keep your answers to yourself. Do not put the answer in the box. I'll repeat, do not put the answer in the box. Not yet. That is question number one. Okay. And question number two. I should have my coffee in my hand at the same time. Really hot still. Okay, sorry about that one. Right, question number two. We didn't copy that time. Sorry, everybody. Give you a bit. So I'm not going to tell you where the answers are, Dina, because that would be cheating. Sorry, let me just pop this in the chat box. It makes it easier so you can see on the screen. Question number 2. Okay. By what name are conionelids better known? So by what name are I can't say that. Conionelids better known? So that is your question number 2. I should also say as well, I should have said at the beginning, I have a very special word search for you today. Dina knows what it is. If you went onto your Instagram post. But yeah, it was a random thing that I'm doing in which you guys on HAPS are actually involved in the word search. Melanie's in the words. Oh, Melanie's, you're actually part of the word search today. Yes, believe it or not. You're probably wondering, how am I part of the word search? So spell it is it came up on the screen, Mel, but it's CONN. Let me just bring it up on the screen again. CONNINELI. Sorry, 2 L's IDS. CONNINELLIDS. That was question number 2. Okay, and question number 3. We have a music question here. So number 3 is this one. Which song did Ed Sheeran release a version of at the end of 2017 in which he duetted with megastar Beyonce? So which song did Ed Sheeran release a version at the end of 2017 in which he duetted with megastar Beyonce? Whoever wrote that question must be a huge Beyonce fan by putting megastar in front. But she is, I suppose, a megastar, isn't she? Although, in my opinion, a megastar is somebody like David Bowie or the Beatles. You know, someone who's been in the music business for over like 40 years. Okay, and Elton John, Sir Elton John, in fact. Okay, and question number 4. Okay, by what name is Lake Tiberias, I think that's how you say it, or Tiberias, better known as in the Bible? So by what name is Lake Tiberias better known as in the Bible? And that is your question number 4. Okay, when I first started doing these quizzes, I tried to get the quiz within 30 minutes, if possible, you know, all the questions. So I'm going to try and aim for that today. Okay, we spend a bit more time on the word search as well, don't we? Question number 5. Okay, what is the name of the supervillain that rivals the Justice League and uses the Omega symbol? What is the name of the supervillain that rivals the Justice League and uses the Omega symbol? Okay, and question number 6. What type of animal is a Cotswold lion? What type of animal is a Cotswold lion? That's not a bad. I can't really give you any clues on that one. Let me just say there's plenty of them in Yorkshire. There you go. And question number 7. Okay, what is the only even positive prime number? What is the only even positive prime number? Just think, guys, this time next Friday, I will have actually had my hair cut. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Unless they're all queuing outside. They'll be busy on Monday, all the hairdressers and salons and things. Okay, Mel, I will go through the questions again, though. If you need any repeating at the end, let me know. We'll do it that way, rather, because then obviously we have to give the awards. Not awards. I have to give out the answers as well. Thank you, Daniel, for the what's that one? It's the high award. I sent you a message. Did you get the message? You need to sort that out. Well, you know, because if you've been to quite a few, then you need to find out the reason why. Big time. Okay, and that was question number 7. Okay. Question number 8. So we've got 20 questions. This is your question number 8. As you can see the questions. Okay. And so question number 8, okay, in winter sports, by the way, when I'm repeating the question, there's no delay, it's just that it takes a while for presenting on the screen to appear. So in winter sports, Nordic combined consists of what? In winter sports, Nordic combined consists of what? That is your question number 8. You're going to love the word search today. You're absolutely going to love it. Well, I'll tell you the reason why I came about doing it when we get there. So it was quite interesting. Okay, and question number 9. Okay, you should get this one. You should get this one, Melanie. This is one that you definitely should know. Okay, the lyrics of the famous English lullaby, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, derived from an early 19th century poem written by which female poet? Excuse me. The lyrics of the What happened there, guys? Let me repeat that again. I'll put it on the screen. The lyrics of the famous English lullaby, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, derived from an early 19th century poem written by which female poet? That was question number 9. Okay, question number 10. Sorry about that, it just cut out, didn't it, for a second? So question number 10 is, what is the second tallest building in the world? So you might know what the first is, but what is the second tallest building in the world? Excuse me. I always get a tickle in my throat when I'm going halfway through the quiz. It's very weird. Drink some coffee. I also did a broadcast this morning. I don't know if you've seen it back on the replay yet, but I did the souffle pancakes again, and they were very nice. Really, really nice. Okay, and question number 11 is this one. Which famous explorer returned from Baffin Island with fool's gold? Which famous explorer returned from Baffin Island with fool's gold? And that is your number 11. Quite a tricky one, that. Even though it says famous explorer, it's not really one that I would have known. Maybe next week we'll do maybe we could do a literacy quiz. Something like that. A maths quiz or something. If you've got any suggestions of anything you want me to do. What is the radius of a circle if its diameter measures 25 centimeters? So number 12, what is the radius of a circle if its diameter measures 25 centimeters? Hi, Silva. Lovely to see you again. You should be able to scroll back through the chat, though, and see all the questions. So you can still take part. Because when I'm going on, maybe that's only on replay. I'm not sure. I don't know. Can you see previous comments on live? I don't know if you can. I think you can. I think you can. Anyway. Hello, AB. Lovely to see you. So that was number 12. Okay. And question number 13. You can. Yeah, so Sylvia, yeah, if you want to take part, anyone who's in the chat, watching me live, you can, and even if, yeah, you can go back through and just jot your answers on a piece of paper. Question number 13. What famous play was written by George Axelrod and was later adapted into a movie starring Marilyn Monroe? What famous play was written by George Axelrod and was later adapted into a movie starring Marilyn Monroe? AB says, can anyone suggest me a good username? Well, whenever I come to usernames, I've got to think of something that people can remember. Something that is unique to yourself that nobody else, can take. Maybe have it like mine, your location, your name and your location, or maybe something that is. Do you have any hobbies? Any famous hobbies or something, or anything that you stream? What would you be broadcasting? Maybe link it to something like that. I just do everything, me. I've got my fingers in lots of different pies. So that's why I thought, well, I'm not going to fix myself to just one thing. You like riding bikes? Okay. If anyone can think of a name that's something to do with bikes. But if you like bikes, maybe like the Tour de France, but maybe like the Tour de, and then your name or something. I don't know. Something adventure. Put adventure in there or whatever. I don't know. I'll have a think. Yeah, Psycho Man or something. Okay, so question number. What question are we on now? Sorry. Number 14. Okay, we've got you've got. Let me get my words out. Can you unscramble the following words? Sorry, the following word to reveal a type of helicopter. So this is number 14. So this is the word. It's ONOIHCK. So ONOIHCK, and I'm looking for a type of helicopter from the following word. So I'll just put that back on the screen again a second time. So it's ONOIHCK. Unscramble the following word to reveal a type of helicopter. So jot that down on your piece of paper. It'll gives you, well, you've got it in the chat anyway as well. So, okay. And question number 15. Flying through these today. This is quite an easy one. Everyone should guess this. You should know this one. What was the name of the first? So, what was the name of the first dog in space? Everybody. How's the signal today? It seems to be going on and off. It might go a little bit better. Thanks for subscribing, AB. I've just moved my phone, so it might improve the connection because I've gone a bit fuzzy, haven't I? Okay, question number 16. As long as you can hear me, I'll continue. So number 16, everybody. Yeah, it's gone pixelated, but it should go a bit better in a second. So number 16. Okay, which male artist released hit songs in the late 1950s that included Lonely Blue and Put Your Head on My Shoulder? In the 1950s that included Lonely Blue and Put Your Head on My Shoulder.
Okay, so that was number 16. And question number 17. So we've only got 4 more questions left. Yeah, we're back on, aren't we now? Good. Okay, number 17. So I want you to complete the following quote. Okay, by Albert Einstein. There are only 2 things that are infinite, the universe and what? And I'm not sure about the former. So complete the following quote. There are only 2 things that are infinite, the universe and what? And I'm sure about the former. Sorry guys, I've got a little tickly throat. And number 18. Okay, I want to know, how many hearts do octopuses have? I think that's correct. Is that so? How many hearts do octopuses have? I think that's how you would say that. Surely it would be, how many hearts does an octopus have? Not octopuses have. Make your own judgment about that one. Okay, and question 19. So we've only got 2 more left. Number 19 is this. What connects Australia's Sydney Central Business District with the North Shore? So if you're an Aussie watching this, you should know this. What connects Australia's Sydney Central Business District with the North Shore? Actually, it's not that difficult. So number 20, who invented the word assassination? So number 20, who invented the word assassination? So everyone, that is your Friday quiz. Does anybody want any of the questions repeating, even though they're in the chat? If you want any of them repeating, well, you should be able to see them in the chat. Okay, so if you're stuck on any of the questions, well, not stuck on any of the questions, but if you wanted any of the questions repeating, they're in the chat, and we're going to go through the answers now. Okay, so question number 1. I'm not going to bring the answers up on the screen because it just takes too much time, and then we can go on to the word search. So question number 1, then here are your answers. So number 1, minus 273 degrees centigrade is also known by what term? The answer was absolute zero. Absolute zero. That is your answer number 1. Just give me a thumbs up if you can all hear me, guys, just in the chat. And question number 2, by what name are I can never say this word. I should get Google to repeat it back to me, shouldn't I? 1 second. This is how it's let's see if this works. I can't find it. Oh, 1 second, let me go on to Google to get the proper pronunciation. Oh, it's slow. 1 minute, everybody. Here we go. It'll probably bring up what it is, but oh, it's not even coming up at all. Usually you get like a little voice thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The answer, well, by what name are conynelids, the ladybirds, basically. That was the answer I was looking for. I think I might have said it right once and then I've just changed it. It's ladybirds. So the answer to number 2 was ladybirds. or ladybugs, as some like to call them. Question number 3, which song did Ed Sheeran release a version of at the end of 2017 in which he duetted with megastar Beyonce? The answer was Perfect. Perfect. And that was actually a Christmas number 1 as well. Question number 4, by what name is Lake Tiberias better known as in the Bible? And the answer was the Sea of Galilee. Galilee. The Sea of Galilee. And question number 5. What is the name of the supervillain that rivals the Justice League and uses the Omega symbol? The answer was Darkseid. Darkseid. And number 6, what type of animal is a Cotswold lion? I said that they have many of these in Yorkshire, and the answer, they have lots of them in Wales as well, I think, in the countryside. The answer was sheep. Sheep. Question number 7, what is the only even positive prime number? Well done if you got this. The answer was 2. 2. And question number 8, in winter sports, Nordic combined consists of what? So I was looking for, but I'm going to be quite tough with these today, okay? So usually I would give you an extra point if you got one of them right, but I'm looking for, there's 3 answers. No, 2 answers. The answer was ski jumping and cross-country skiing. Okay, if you put jumping and skiing, I'll give you the point. Or just, in fact, no, it's probably just easier. Tick off, if you got ski jumping, give yourself a point. If you put cross-country skiing, give yourself a point. That way the quiz is out of 21 then, isn't it? I'm too nice to you, everybody. I'll give you all these points, and I'm so generous. Question number 9. The lyrics of the famous English lullaby, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, derived from an early 19th century poem written by which female poet? Now, Melanie, you're a poet. Not a poet. Well, you read poems, and you are you heavily know a lot about poems and poetry. Excuse me, and literature. Oh my God, what's going on today? You say Rosemary Wells. The answer I've got on here was Jane Taylor. Jane Taylor. Hello, Dave, watching from Blackburn. How are you doing? Thanks for coming into the quiz, everybody. If you want to do the quiz any point, you can always watch on the replay. But if you just want a quick, we're going through the answers now, but if you go through the chat, you can see all the questions. So if you're very quick, you might just catch up. And then we're going to do a word search. It's a word search with a twist. You're going to really like it. I think most people watching are going to like it. Thanks, Alexa. Oh, did Alexa give you the answer? Okay. And question number 10. What is the second tallest building in the world? Well done if you got this. It was the Shanghai Tower. Although, saying this, I don't know when these questions were written, so there might be a new second tallest building in the world, but the answer I've got on here as of when this quiz was written was the Shanghai Tower. That might be number 3 now, I don't know. Question number 11. Which famous explorer returned from Baffin Island with fool's gold? The answer was Sir Martin Frobisher. Sir Martin Frobisher. Spelled Frobisher. Sir Martin Frobisher. Question 12. What is the radius of a circle if its diameter measures 25 centimeters? The answer was 12.5 centimeters. 12.5 centimeters. And question number 13. Yep, which famous play was written by George Axelrod and was later adapted into a movie starring Marilyn Monroe? So there's 2 points up for this one. I didn't see the answers before. Well done if you got the movie. It was The 7-Year Itch. Give yourself an extra point if you got the year, which was 1952. Okay, and number 14. We had the letters. I was asking you to unscramble the following word to reveal a type of helicopter. Your letters were O-N-O-I-H-C-K. The answer was Chinook. So the answer was Chinook, spelled C-H-I-N-O-O-K, Chinook. And that is a type of helicopter. So well done if you got that one. Well done, Melanie. And question number 15. What was the name of the first dog in space? What was the name of the first dog into space? And the answer was Laika. L-A-I-K-A. Laika. Question 16. Which male artist released hit songs in the late 50s that included Lonely Boy and Put Your Head on My Shoulder? The answer was Paul Anka. Paul Anka. Number 17. This was the quote by Albert Einstein. There are only two things that are infinite: the universe and what? And I'm sure about the former. What was the answer? There are only two things that are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the former. That was the word I was looking for, human stupidity. And question number 3. Oops, I'm just giving you the answer. Number 18. How many hearts do octopuses have, or an octopus have? They have 3 hearts. And question 19. What connects Australia's Sydney Central Business District with the North Shore? Most obvious answer, you should have all got this one. It was, of course, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Not the Sydney Opera House, it was the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And your last question was, who invented the word assassination? Everyone should have got this one. It was, of course, William Shakespeare. So well done, everybody. Count your points. Mark your scores out of, I think it's like 23. So there was an extra point on the year question for the movie of Marilyn Monroe, and which I didn't really tell you about, I'm afraid. And then also there was an extra point for the Winter Nordic Games, which was the ski jumping and cross country skiing, wasn't it? Country skiing. So well done, everybody. That is out of 23. So Melanie got 14. Well done, Melanie. Please send me your score, Shirley. Well done, everybody else that took part. If you're watching this on the, you can, it's like Mike on Instagram. Now, I've got something really interesting for you. Now, Melanie, please, you were there. Hello, Caroline. I didn't know you. Very interesting. I'm going to bring up a word search now. So this, we're going to bring it up on the screen, and everybody who, well, most people, I put everybody's names who I have on HAPS onto this word search. Okay, let me just check. I'm getting the right list to one side. I'm just going to check this works. One moment, everybody. How's that connection now? Is that any better? I'm just going to bring up this word search. It's not appearing, is it, on the screen? Let me just drop that down a minute. Sorry, everybody. Are we any better now? Let me move it back to where it was. Sometimes I get a good connect signal, sometimes I don't. Right, I'm just going to word search. I think I know what I did last time. It's because it's not a saved image. Let me just save it as an image a moment. I don't know if you can see it. 1 second, everybody. Won't be a second. I always forget though sometimes when I do this word search to save it as an image, because it doesn't present it on the screen if it's just in a sort of like an edit tab. So hopefully this will work. It's your 21st wedding anniversary. Oh my word, Melanie! Congratulations! Happy wedding anniversary. That's amazing. What's your plans? What are your plans this weekend? Hopefully this is going to appear. 1 second. Okay, I've definitely found it now. So this is your word search, everybody. Why is it not working? No. Is it going to appear? It worked last week. There we go. So if you'll see the word search here, let me take myself, I'm going to change the screen size. Can you see the names on the screen? And let me just make it bigger. I'll take myself off. So can you all see the word search on the screen? Whoops. Let me take myself off. There we go. If you look on the screen, there are names of several HAPS broadcasters. Now, what I tried to do was add everybody's names in, which I did. I managed to put everybody's names on, but it did a random word search, so it missed a few people off. So these are people who come into my broadcast quite a lot, who I follow. Some are doing the HAPS dessert day tomorrow, so I thought I would put them on into a word search. So now, so I'm looking for you. You need to find your name. Find your name. We're going to do the word search. Okay, so we're looking for these names. So we've got Bronx Viking. We've got myself, Aidan Leeds. We've got Melanie Fay, Piano Man. We've got the Ron Brown, or the Ron Brown. We've got Chris Sparkle. These are words from this word search today. Zen Squad, which is Christine. We've got Pablo, one of the HAPS community managers. We've got Anne Rush, an amazing cook and chef. Emmy Rich, again, who's going to be doing a broadcast tomorrow. I think she's the first one up tomorrow from Sweden. Silver's in the house. So we've got Jeff's Journey. We've got Knowledge. I couldn't fit the whole word on. Unfortunately, Knowledge. Emma Swan, J Opera, Peter, another member, Gemma, who lives in Leeds, and KD Hart. So we're going to do this now. Let me just find the edit button. So I'm going to draw. I'm going to get my highlighter up. Let's go for yellow, shall we? Oh, in fact, let's go for the HAPS colours today. We'll go for pink. So you can all see that. Yeah, hello, Alexis. I couldn't fit your name on. Well, I did have everybody's name in, but it just wouldn't. It didn't appear. So we've got Melanie Fay right at the top. Oh no, it's gone off. I want highlighter, not that one. Sorry, Melanie. How do I go back? Delete. There you go. Might have to change colour, you know. Oh, we'll circle it instead. We'll circle it. Oh, wonder what happened then. So we've got Melanie Fay right at the top. There we go. Actually, no, I'll do. Let's keep the the names are there. Actually, no, I want to keep the names up, but I'm gonna just put a little dot next to the one that we found. Okay, Melanie. Yeah, we got Melanie. Yeah, we found you, Melanie. So we're looking for HAPS broadcasters today. HAPS broadcasters. So keep looking, guys. You can all see. Yeah. I'm gonna be back in just 2 seconds. So keep looking. I won't be back in a minute.
Okay, how are we getting on, everyone? Knowledge is the last row, K across. Oh, yes, at the bottom. Yeah, we've got it. So that's knowledge. Piano man is next to the last row. Yeah, piano man. Does the screen keep flashing to you, everybody? Or is it okay? I'm just going to close some tabs down. So Aidan Lees is next to the last column, A down. Okay, thanks, Melanie. So next to the last column. Oh yeah, I've got it. I found myself. It's flashing on my screen for some reason. Chris is next to the last column. So it's next to the last column, C. Oh yes, found it. We found Chris. Remember to tag everybody in the broadcast so they can see this. 7 down and 7 across. So if you found yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, yeah, we've got silver. So we're looking for. I found J Opera at the top. J Opera. Who again is going to be broadcasting tomorrow. Zen Squad is third column all the way down. Yep. Zen Squad, also known as Christine. Has it come back on now? Oh, 1 second, let me just check. One moment. I don't know what's going on today. 1 second, everybody. Let me try and stop sharing. I'll bring it back up. 1 minute, guys. Sorry about that. 1 second. My screen kept flashing. And I don't know if that was the reason why. 1 moment. It's playing up today for some reason. There has been a lot of updates, so hasn't there, with HAPS? Right, I'm going to switch back on now. Are you ready? Really, Melanie? Really? I know you wouldn't lie about anything like that, but wow, it's really that's wow. Well, let me just put you back on full screen a minute. Okay, we're back on now, everybody. That should be fine now. And I've moved my phone to a better signal. So let's carry on. We'll carry on. Nothing's come through on my phone, you see, about it. I probably will get a notification soon. Okay, let me try and read the comments.
Thank you for the super heart, Silver. So we got Zane Squad. Let's carry on. I was going to carry on doing this. So we've got Pablo. Let's have a look at Pablo. Let me just put on the news a moment. I can put the news on. It'll be on all the news channels, won't it? Is it on Sky News, BBC News? It'll be breaking news, wouldn't it? I'm not saying I don't believe you. Oh yeah, it's on BBC Two. Ah.
Of his death via that statement from the police just received in the last few minutes.
I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to end this broadcast then, just in respect, and we'll continue this next time. Okay, everybody.
The Duke largely retired from his royal duties, as we know, in August 2017. He signed off at Buckingham Palace with the Royal Marines.
So the Duke of Edinburgh has died.
Prince Philip's own in the Royal Navy saw active service during the Second World War, but that ended after his wife's coronation in 1953. He dedicated himself to supporting the Queen in her work. The parade was the last of the Duke's 22,000 solo public engagements of great support all those years to Her Majesty the Queen. Away from the military, he was president or patron of more than 750.
Can you hear it in the background, everybody?
Many of them involved with the protection of the environment and the encouragement of sport. He was by far the longest serving consort to a monarch in British history. Let's just remind you of that statement released in the last few minutes from Buckingham Palace. It says, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle." Are interrupting our normal programmes to bring you an important announcement. You're watching BBC News from London. A short while ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. In a statement, the palace said, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course." The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. BBC Television is broadcasting this special programme reporting the death of the Duke of Edinburgh. You're watching BBC News. A short while ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. In a statement, the palace said, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness, the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. BBC Television is broadcasting this special programme. Now, Prince Philip was the longest-serving royal consort in British history. He was at the Queen's side for more than 70 years. He held a central role in British public life, loyally representing the Queen at home and abroad, and supporting the monarch in all of her duties. The Duke had served in the Royal Navy before embracing royal duties full-time when his wife became Queen in 1952. He was Her Majesty's closest advisor, responsible for modernising aspects of royal life, making the family more accessible and less formal in its ways. Philip led a remarkably active life, supporting hundreds of charities, campaigning for nature conservation, promoting leadership, and encouraging young people to test their abilities for the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme. During his long life, he maintained a close bond with the armed services, especially the Royal Navy, and encouraged his children and grandchildren to serve as he had done. Philip was known for his outspoken style, and sometimes his controversial wit, and could be relied upon to speak his mind, even on difficult issues. With Philip's death, the royal household has lost a dominant figure. Her Majesty has lost a husband, and British public life has lost a powerful presence, a man whose momentous life spanned a century. Let's just remind you of the statement that has been issued in the last few minutes from Buckingham Palace. It says, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle." Our royal correspondent, Nicholas Mitchell, joins us now on the line. Nicholas, a long life now ended, devoted to service to the Queen and the country.
Yes, a life of service alongside his wife, as you say, 2 months and 1 day short of what would have been his 100th birthday, a milestone that he was so determined to reach and for which the royal family would have gathered in celebration at Windsor Castle. Not a surprise, given his age, given the fact that just over a month ago, of course, he was in hospital for a month. He underwent some heart surgical procedure, but he left hospital looking frail, but returning to Windsor Castle to spend these last weeks with his wife, the Queen. And this is a huge blow for her, as indeed it is for any spouse losing a partner with whom they have been for more than 70 years, 73 years, a greater span of years than most of us have been alive. So a huge blow for the Queen, and it is fair to say, I think, that in so many ways the success and the stability of her reign owes a great deal to the success and the stability of their marriage. He was the person to whom she could always turn, the private support which was so invaluable in the isolated position, the lonely position as head of state. It's a huge loss for the royal family. For so long he was the dominant figure in the family's domestic life, an important source of advice and support for those who married into the royal family, as he did, for William and Harry in their military careers, and for all that he was noted and will be remembered for his abrasiveness. There was also a much more sensitive side to his personality, and that became apparent in the advice that he gave to younger members of the royal family, the advice that he attempted to give to Diana, Princess of Wales, and it was clear that her marriage was favored. And there is a gap in our national life now. For so many years, he made a huge and significant contribution, not just to the success of the Queen's reign, but in his own right. He had to find a niche for himself in the nation's life, and he did that. So a little colour has left the national stage today. He was much more than the rather gap-filling put in the mouth caricature, as he was so often presented, a man who made a contribution in his own right, but whose greatest contribution was in the support that he gave to his wife, the Queen.
And let's just, before we move on, Nicholas, stay with us if you would. I just would like to read again that statement that's been issued in the last few minutes from Buckingham Palace. It says, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. BBC Television is broadcasting a special programme reporting the death of the Duke of Edinburgh." Nicholas Witchell, our royal correspondent, is here. And as you say, a very long-serving consort, the longest serving that we've seen. But before he married the Queen, he had a very distinguished naval career.
Yes, and there are those who feel that he could have risen to very senior rank within the Royal Navy. And of course, it was one of the frustrations that he faced in the 1950s, that he had to give up that naval career. I mean, this is a man who was naturally a dominant personality, a commander. And yet he had to take the subservient role, if you like, in second place, behind the Queen. And he did undoubtedly find that difficult back in the 1950s. And he had to adapt. He had to find a role for himself. There was no constitutional significance. He was never Prince Consort. He was never able to see state papers or involve himself in that business, his wife, the Queen's business. So that added to the frustration that he felt in the 1950s. There was a young Queen on the throne, surrounded by experienced courtiers who were suspicious of this young husband who was something of a modernizer in royal terms, and he did then struggle a little with that. He found it difficult, but he found a role for himself. He could be contrary, he could be disputatious, and you have to remember that this was a man with a sharp mind, intellectually very curious, a sharp mind, and of course sometimes a sharp tongue. He could be abrasive and difficult, but it was through that, with intellectual curiosity, that he developed areas of expertise and of curiosity, areas in which he took a particular interest. He was one of the pioneers of the environmental movement, as president of what was then the World Wildlife Fund. He set up the Duke of Edinburgh's Award. That perhaps is the one entity for which you will be most remembered, giving so many thousands of these hundreds of thousands of young people an opportunity to experience aspects of life that hitherto had been denied to them. He was a resilient personality, self-sufficient, and that, of course, was rooted in the rootless childhood that he had. He came of royal blood from European royalty, and he was adaptable, and he called on all of those qualities to fashion a way, a route for himself through those difficult days in the 1950s, finding a role for himself and settling into that role of support alongside the Queen.
Yes, he once said that it was all rather trial and error in that role to begin with, finding a way to support the Queen as her consort, but having to devise his own ways of making a contribution to national life. And there were so many thousands of engagements, many of which, of course, we wouldn't have even been aware of, but he had an extremely busy calendar before he retired.
Yes, one of the busiest members of the royal family until his retirement from active royal duty in 2013.